in this country. So if you say you have any idea, one day, one way or the other.
The conversations are louder than imagined. The expectations are greater. The demand for quality blueprints needed to make informed decisions is constantly being reviewed.
You can't start hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people. Come and speak on their behalf.
The Situation Room on 98.3 Milan FM provides the platform where all of your demands are met. Issue-based conversations about politics, policies, leadership and governance in Nigeria and around the world. Join us every Mondays through Fridays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we engage and interact towards setting the agenda for proper accountability and public engagements. The Situation Room is here. We welcome the roommates.
You're welcome once again to your number one political show on the radio. This is the Situation Room, live on Milan 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And I'm sure you know that from Mondays to Fridays, once it's 4 p.m., I would always come here to talk about politics, policies, just to bring some form of enlightenment to the people in respect to some of the policies that the government must have made, whether at the local government level, at the state level, or at the federal level. And we've had a lot to talk about, especially since the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu started. That was on the 29th of May, 2023. That's about 90 days now. It's almost 90 days. Today is the 24th day of August 2023, and studio time check, it's 3 minutes past 4. I'm going to be with you from now till 5 p.m., God willing, and I will be having a guest in the with me today. He's going to be joining me via phone, and we're going to be discussing one particular issue that is certainly on everybody's lips right now. Is certainly at the front runner, absolutely unprecedented. 17 of the 39 commissioner nominees that was forwarded to the Lagos State House of Assembly under the leadership of Right Honorable 𝗙𝗪𝗓 𝐷𝗵𝗏, the Speaker of the Assembly, were rejected. Okay, that's actually the big plot. And out of these 17 that were rejected, about 50% of them actually served in the cabinet of Governor Sanwo-Olu in the first term. In fact, of all of the 17 rejected, 6 of them were former commissioners. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, Sam Egube, Economic Planning and Budget, and also the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Cecilia John, in the first term of our Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Well, and amongst them as well, we have people that served as special advisors on SDGs, permanent secretary on agriculture, special advisor on works and infrastructure. All of these people, failed, or they were rejected by the Lagos State House of Assembly. And before my guest joins us, he's actually waiting. He's on standby. The Speaker, Right Honorable Dr. Mudashiru Obasa, actually said that he commended the committee for the effectiveness and urged the confirmed nominees to always remember that they are in the office to serve the people of the state and not to serve individuals. Well, that's one of the things that the Honorable Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly actually said. Well, there's so much to talk about on the show today. On that as well. The Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa also said that the confirmation followed a rigorous and detailed screening process of the nominees by the ad hoc committee led by the Chief Whip of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable 𝗙𝗪𝗄𝐻𝐺. Well, today on the show, I will be having a former member House of Assembly from 1999 to 2007. That's Honorable Ibrahim Olajide Jimoh, also represented as Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives from 2007 till 2015. He's a member of the 𝗙PC, a chieftain of the 𝗙PC. So he's absolutely in the best position to join us and, help us understand what actually happened on the floor of the House yesterday when the screening was actually going on. Like I said, of all of these 17 that were rejected, well, 6 former commissioners. And I'm sure that for those of us that are in Lagos, the name Professor Akin Abayomi would certainly not be new to us, especially during the COVID-19 and all of that in Lagos. Well, my guest is with me on the show today, Honorable Ibrahim Abdulrahim Olajide Jimoh. Is a former House of Assembly member in Lagos from 1999 to 2007, and also the former House of Representatives from 2007 to 2015. He's a very, very popular person. They call him JJ by his followers and friends in his constituency and around Lagos. Like I said, he is a PDP chieftain, an 𝗙PC chieftain, and he's certainly in the best position to help us understand this. Honorable Abdulrahim Olajide Jimoh, good evening and you're welcome live in the Situation Room on Milan 98.3 FM.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure, and I really appreciate that you had to, squeeze out time to join us despite the very short notice. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
So let's go straight up into the conversation. Yesterday, 17 of the 39 names that the governors forwarded to the House of Assembly were actually rejected. And out of these 17, 6 of them were former commissioners: Commissioner for Health, Information, Women Affairs, Budget and Physical Planning. They were rejected. In fact, 50% of the 74, in fact, you were there for 2 terms. You were also in the House of Representatives. Take us through what actually happened yesterday on the floor of the House in the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Jimoh.
Thank you very much. Once again, I give thanks to Almighty God, the ruler of heaven and the earth, for me being created, and for all you too, and for the opportunity God has given to us. Having said this, the issue of what has happened in Lagos State House of Assembly yesterday is not a new thing. The history of Lagos State House of Assembly. I remember vividly 1999 when let me use your word. With the word rejection is not, that's the idea. Every single arm of government has its own prerogative power. So the prerogative power they have, constitutional, is what they have displayed yesterday. And one must not think anything negative. It is not over until it is over. The governor can represent them under the law. And that's just what I want to make comment on just now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Jimoh. You just said the governor can still represent them under the law. That's good to hear. But a lot of people are, giving several coloration to what happened on the floor of the House yesterday. And before we go into that, what actually happened between a few months ago? This, like I said, some of these commissioners served with Governor Sanwo-Olu from 2015 to 2019 to 2023, and they were represented. What happened in between that time? Was it that their documents were not complete anymore, or it's based on credibility? Because the Right Honorable Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, came out to say that the ad hoc committee did a very rigorous job. And most times, Honorable, when you see people being presented, especially at the National Assembly, former ministers, former governors, their colleagues would always say, take a bow and leave. But yesterday, especially in the case of Professor Akin, that's the immediate past Commissioner for Health. It was grilled for over 40 minutes. Still, it was not confirmed. What exactly is going on this issue?
Well, I might not be able to give an accurate reply because I was not involved directly. I was not in the house. I was not a member of the house. So I cannot say this is what has actually happened. But what I can just say is this. Some of us, we don't know the essence of Parliament. Parliament is the bastion of democracy. Parliament is the nucleus of democracy. Without Parliament, there cannot be democracy. That is why in the Constitution of Nigeria, you will see legislature first, before executive arm of government, and finally judiciary. They work together. They work hand in hand. They are intertwined. They are together. So one cannot perform without the other. That means we are together. So in this case, I will not be able to justify what has happened, except those that were involved directly that can answer that question. However, even up to now, I don't think there has been any letter transmitted to the governor's office. If there is, I mean, by now they should have expressed their own opinion. But we belong to the same party. We can always work hand in hand and get the accurate thing done. So that's what I can tell you for now. And I hope that we should not take the issue as a serious issue. This is what is happening within the democracy. The legislature will always perform its function, and that is what has happened yesterday. But that does not preclude that they cannot work together again. They can still work together. If tomorrow the governor decides to represent those names, some of them might be scheduled, some might not. Confirmation might be done, some might not be confirmed. So we just see the clear picture of the whole thing. For now, I think we should limit our comments and take it as such that is democracy in action.
Thank you very much. Now, Honorable Jimoh, you have, over 16 years of parliamentary experience. 2 terms in Lagos, that's 8 years. 2 terms in Abuja as federal representative for Lagos mainland federal constituency. That means you have huge experience. What exactly always, transpired during this screening? I remember very well on the floor of the Senate, when the name was presented initially, the first day of the screening, some of the former ministers were told to take a bow and leave. But you've actually been in this space before, at the federal level, at the state level. What usually transpires? What do honorable members, what do they always look out for in these nominations when the name comes up at the floor of the House?
Thank you very much. The difference between screening and confirmation, the two are not the same. It's not like success and value that are not the same. But you can apply it to be the same goal. I want to tell you now that the issue of National Assembly, which is Parliament or Congress, as it were, can apply to any level, because that is the assemblage of men and women of integrity with different background, different religion, different ethnicity. So, ethnic group rather. I want to tell you this, that don't think that legislators don't know what they are doing. For the fact that you have appeared before them does not mean that you can be confirmed. You might laugh in the way they don't like your face. That is legislation for you. You might come in and say the way you are dressed is not in conformity with what is expected of you. They will still take decision. They might tell you that when you just came and you did not even do the necessary thing before the legislature, and that means they can take you up on that. So by the time they want to make confirmation, anything can come up. What you will hear is nay or yea. You might not know what is between the nay and yea. The only thing you will just hear outside is nay and yea. Something might have happened between that line. So you might not be able to say the true position of what has actually happened to each one of them. But the fact still remains that maize is rejected if it is negative, while yea is affirmative. So if your own name does not go with yea, that means you are not confirmed. If your name goes with yea, that means you are confirmed. That's affirmation and confirmation. Thank you.
Okay, we'll come back to the issue of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Let's talk about the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I mean, it's from your record, from your profile, is someone you've known for a very long time. You were a House of Assembly member when he was governor of the state from 1999 to 2007, and even till now, the relationship between both of you is still absolutely cordial and full of respect. I assumed office on the 29th of May. Well, it's going to be 90 days in a few days' time. And the issue of the removal of subsidy, I mean, actually was such that Nigerians were not expecting. Well, he said he was going to remove the subsidy, but the timing was not made known to the public. And just in the midst of his acceptance speech at the Eagle Square in Abuja on the 29th of May, he made it official that subsidy was gone. In between that period, he's also signing into law the student loan, the electricity act. So many other things have gone down even before the ministers came on board. Can you give an appraisal of the journey so far in the last, let me say, 85 days of the presidency of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, thank you very much. You know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man that is dogged, highly principled, and a go-getter. He knows what he wants to do at any time. That's why I refer to him as the tutor general of Nigerian politics. That's what I call him. He's our father, political father. He's our mentor, political mentor. He's our man at any time. For the fact that he came on board, because he has prepared for the job, he begged for the job. As he really said that day, I said we should not pity him. So because he has prepared for it, he has begged for it, he has campaigned for it. Let's be prayerful so that God Almighty will continue to be with him and allow him to do the necessary things that will be meaningful to the generality of Nigerians. That is number one. Number two, we are talking about the 85 days of him being the president. He never thought of what has happened before he came on board. The issue of subsidy removal has been done while we were there. You might not know this. I was in the National Assembly between 2015 up to 2023. That's 2 times 8 years. I was involved in every single thing, which is budgetary reforms and budgetary provisions. The last one we did not put for a subsidy in the budget. So you don't expect him to come and be working without that. So what he has done is to make pronouncements. Subsidy has been removed before now, but we want to turn things around. That is what he said. For the fact that he has said that he wants to turn things around, we have not gotten to the turning point. We are in the dig hole already. And the dig hole must be a situation whereby the dig hole must be in a situation whereby we have to fill it before you can now move up. I can tell you for free, I will guarantee you that as far as we are concerned, things will change for better. Let us remain resilient and be patient, so that at the end of the day, we get to the greatest level.
Okay. Yet again, the composition of the cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A few weeks ago, 28 names were sent initially, an additional 19 names, and then in between that period, about 3 of them were not, let me use your word now, they were not confirmed by the Senate. The most popular of them had to be the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, the former minister of the FCT, Malam Nasir 𝗟-Rufai. But in between, if you look at the cabinet, the commission, the minister for digital economy and communication, Bosun Tijani, the minister for women affairs and poverty alleviation, 𝗪𝗪 Edu, these are people that falls within the age of, let me put it this way.
Not women affairs, humanitarian.
Sorry, humanitarian affairs and poverty alleviation. In between this period, these are individuals that you may say, well, maybe not particularly youths within the age, but they are young people. And this is one of the things that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said in his acceptance speech. Are you comfortable with the caliber of people that the president? I know that it is not for you to decide. The constitution allows the president to make his choice, which he's done. But are you comfortable with the composition of the kitchen cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, I want to tell you this, that so larger number of those people confirmed were being tested and trusted. Some of them have served as governors. Some of them have served as senators. Some of them have served as House of Reps members. Some of them have served at various levels of governance. Some of them are the commissioners in their various levels, and they have performed. While they were being screened by the Senate, if you listen to their submissions, the antecedents, their involvement in the last few years, you know that they have been tested and trusted. So we cannot judge them now because they have just started. Let's wait and see. Give them 6-7 months and see the wonder. Because the person they are about to work with, which is the president himself, is a man that will not, he's not an armchair president. It's not going to be an armchair leader. It's not going to be somebody that will just be keeping and watching for adequate consultation. When that happens, you will see things for better. That's just it. Consultation is not. That's the best way for you to go. Thank you.
Okay, and now still on the ministerial list, we've seen some very interesting, positions. I mean, ministries being handed down to some people. But the most unique part of it is that about 10 other, ministries were actually carved out. For instance, the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development was actually, separated. Now we have the Ministry of Youth, and then we have the Ministry of Sports Development. And also we have I don't know how people view it, but I think it's a new area now. That is marine. But do you think that these individuals, from Dele Alake to Nyesom Wike to Bello Matawalle, the list is endless. Do you think they understand the weight of expectations that is on their shoulders, especially as they are supposed to serve as men for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's bringing into realization or actualization rather the renewed hope template? Do you think these individuals understand the weight of expectations, and what do you think Nigerians are expecting from them?
Let me say this again, that there's need for division of labor. Labor will work out. What we are saying now, it is not the number of ministries now that matters. But the number, the tourism has now been carved out from Ministry of Information. Culture has now can generate revenue if we develop on it very well. So many number of us have been traveling out of the country through tourism. If you go to United Arab Emirates, it's through tourism. Go to Saudi Arabia through tourism. Go to UK through tourism. Go to New York through tourism. These are areas we have to develop to make much more money, much more revenue that will assist the economy of this country. If you leave tourism, we have all these things that we have not been tapping there. Let us divide this thing into various sectors. Allow some people to manage. At the end of the day, you now see the clear picture of the whole thing. Marine transportation, marine navigation, marine economy, marine shipping, marine fishing, marine everything. But don't forget, you only be the head of that ministry. But we still have some technocrats, the officers, that they can combine efforts together and work out things to happen. Yeah, and he has to be responsive, and that is just the way out.
Thank you very much. Well, let's talk about the composition of the cabinet itself. There is Bosun Tijani, for instance, at 46, he's also one of the young members of the cabinet. He's certainly not a member of the APC, because even during his screening, there were a lot of questions asked about some of the comments he's made in the past about the senators and also people that work with the president in the presidential villa. Let's put that aside. Let's talk about the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Governor 𝐤𝐸𝐸 𝐸𝐸, the FCT minister. And so, what do you make of the appointment of former governor? Yes, 𝐤𝐸𝐸 𝐸𝐸. He's not a member of the APC as it is today. In fact, he aspired for the post of the presidency on the platform of the main opposition party, the PDP, and he lost at the primaries. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had brought him on board. There's also Bosun Tijani, like I said, certainly they merit this position. But what does this say about the democracy that we practice in this country? Understanding the fact that you've been around, you understand the politics, and you've also been at the thick of things. What does this say to you about this level of inclusiveness?
Let me say another thing again. I am a grassroots. You might not know, I was once a councillor at Lagos Mainland local government. I was once the chairman of the council, thereby local council government area. So I am a grassroots to the core. Actually, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also a grassroots. He always says something that power does not serve a la carte. You have to work for it and get it. While he was campaigning, he did say that if he wins, he will make sure he run government of nationalities. Whether you are this or that, I will bring so many number of people on board. What is important is that we should carry people that matters along. Let us move Nigeria while he was campaigning. Either Bosun Tijani is there, Elola something is there, that is there, and so on and so forth. People should see it as government of nationality, government of the people, by the people, for the people. In democracy, the word people have been measured 3 times. That's essence of people. Essence of people. Necessity. Kudos to him, because he did mention, he did promise, he did say that he will bring some people on board, and now he has done it. What is important for us now, and not for your state, not for your region. Education, Minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria, not Minister of the government. So that is it. For the fact that all of them are now together now, whether you are APC, you are PDP, you are NNPP, you don't have any party, you are zero party, you are now a member of the Federal Executive Cabinet. You must treat yourself as such and do away with parochial interest. And don't allow ego to come to you. Respect others, consult and carry the stakeholders along and work for it. What we need now is results.
Thank you very much, Honorable State of the Federation, including the FCT to cushion the effect of the removal of the petrol subsidy. But a lot of people had come out to, kick against that, especially with the fact that they said, oh, how would Lagos and Zamfara, for instance, because of the number, get the same, 5 billion? By the way, it's a loan. A lot of people are even misunderstanding that it's a loan that the federal government had given out. I mean, what do you make of that? Do you, feel it's okay, or you also think that it should have been done just the way we shared that statement about the judge, a PDP chieftain, this afternoon, and he was saying that why would they give the same states with the difference in their numbers the same amount of money? What do you make of that, Honorable Jimoh?
Let me say this. Some of us might misconstrue that thing. It's not the federal government is giving out or doling out money to states. This is the money that belongs to federation. The difference between federation accounts and federal government accounts. Section 162 of Nigeria Constitution is very explicit. Federation account belongs to all the 3 tiers of government. The federal government is not in control of federation account. The federal government is only in control of federal government account. And every single state is taking 5 billion, even though that 5 billion has not been given to them. What we had was that it's only 2 billion that have been given to them. Given to them is not dash money. It's not donation, grant, and loan. Loan is what you can repay back. Grant is what you can be giving back. I mean, what you don't need to return back. But what is important is that make sure with the problem we have found ourselves, this money is being taxed palliative. It was a decision by NEC, National Executive Council, which we have the vice president as the chairman, and all the governors are members. While they were there, what stopped those governors from making complaints? To tell them that we can't share this money equally. This is the money from federation account. As I am from Kano, I have larger number, so I want 10 billion instead of 5 billion. If you know you can take it and you repay back as a loan,
they apply for
can
it.
still give to you. You can have for it. So for the fact that people are now saying that, why is it that they are disputing this on equal basis? No, it is federation account and not money given to state. Local government too will also share, take its own share from that money, because the treaty of government are the owner of the money you are talking about.
Okay, let's come back to Lagos, which is certainly our own domain. One of the big questions that a lot of Lagosians are asking has to do with the issue of securing Lagos. You and I know that the population of Lagos keeps going up every day, and because of the cosmopolitan nature of the state, it may be a little difficult to provide security for everybody by the government. In the view of this, Honorable Jimoh, what would you think that the government should do, especially the government of Lagos State, in terms of making sure that Lagosians are safe morning, afternoon, and night?
They say a peaceful environment is sine qua non to economic development. If there is peace and tranquility anywhere, that environment will be peaceful. You'll be able to sleep with your two eyes closed. You will have way of relaxing yourself. Tourism will triumph and will thrive. I think you are getting me now.
I'm with you.
Culture will grow. Creativity will come. Economy will be improved. That is the essence of security. Lagos State today, under the governorship of Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is secure. That's why the economy of Lagos State is going higher and higher. But that does not mean it's perfect. He can improve much more on it. People should support him more. Security is not one-man show. It involves collectivities. It involves responsibility. It involves responsiveness. It involves carrying people along with you. We have to do it together. Lagos State is the cosmopolitan of Nigeria. And every single thing you can think of today in this Nigeria, Lagos will come first. That's why some people will tell you we have two states in Nigeria,
Lagos and the others.
That is just it. So let us support the government in power. Let us take the ownership of the government that this is our government, not Babajide Sanwo-Olu's government, not Idris government, not Mr. Joseph's government, not Mr. Adebayo's government, but our government, our own government, the government of the people, by the people, for the people. When we take it as such, we will not have problem. Yeah, we think that Lagos doesn't belong to me. I'm from Abracadabra state, so I can come to Lagos and spoil it. People that own Lagos will not allow you to do that. People that own Lagos will not allow you to do that, because if you know you cannot spoil your own state or your own community, you can't come and spoil somebody else's community. It is because this place is people that people are coming down there. So we must guide it jealously. Take it as an important. Take Lagos as.
Let's talk about the whole issue of decongesting Lagos. I mean, it's been tough. A lot of people have said it jokingly, by the way, that the reason why they are, you also talked about the cosmopolitan nature of the state, which means that we have to be sincere with providing alternative means of transportation to the people of Lagos, which is key. How do you think the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, as he begins his second time in office, of course, after the confirmation of the commissioners, how do you think he needs to work about it? Effective transport system in Lagos?
You know, the nucleus of any business today, all over the whole world, is transportation. Moving goods from one place to the other, movement of people from one place to the other, proximity of battery or industry to where the economy will go. Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, has also said time without number that he is there to improve the livelihood of people of Lagos State. That's why he was able to bring all what he needed to ensure that the light rail work, and their promise of before the year ends, light rail will work. He has also said that the road transport will come as if we have not seen it before in anywhere in the whole world. If you travel to New York and you want to go by rail to somewhere, train will carry you easily without any problem. D2 UK, and that is London in particular. The same thing is what we are bringing back to Lagos. By the time we have this rail transport effective, we have road transport effective, we have waterways effective. Those are three germane areas we can think of when it comes to transportation. Movement of goods, movement of people from one place to the other. That's number one. Number two, we have developed a kind of culture that it is everybody must be on the road at the same time. No, it is not possible. You can vote, and it was effective. Some people even declare, some companies even declare profit, even though it might not as big as what they wanted to have done. So those are things. We have to change our culture. We have to have an elastic thought on whatever thing we are doing. If we have been doing something that is not good before, we have to go back to drawing board and respect ourselves. We will not be thinking of myself alone. You must be saying that ourselves. That collective interest is very important.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. I've been speaking with Honorable Abdulrahim Olajide Jimoh, former member House of Representatives for Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency. Now let's talk. Let me talk to you. I mean, you personally now. Yes. You've been around the political space for a very long time. I mean, you were one time a councillor, local government chairman, House of Assembly member for 2 terms. House of Representative member for 2 terms. That's a long time. That's over 20 years in active politics. What do you make of the last general election? This is where I'm going to. I mean, if I look by your profile, that means you've been in politics as a very, very young person. If you've done all of these 18 years, sorry.
But I'm over 60 years. So
well, I mean, I'm saying when you got into office, that's what I mean. I mean, if you did 16 years in Lagos and in Abuja, you were chairman, you were a councillor. That means you've been in office probably maybe in your early 30s. Yeah. I want to assume.
Thank you.
But
of course,
the last election actually
late 30. I started with late 30.
I mean, that's fair enough. The last election actually, brought a lot of coloration that didn't particularly go down well with the people that wanted a free and fair election. And the big of it had to be the old tribal sentiment. What do you make of that sentiment in the last election? I remember when you were talking a few minutes ago, you talked about the fact that some people, if you need to take care of your state before you can come into Lagos, everybody assumes that if you have brilliant investment opportunities, you make your money. If you want to go back to your state, to go. If you want to remain, you remain. But the fiber of the unity in Lagos was tested deeply during the 2023 election. How disappointed did you feel about that? And what do you think we can do as young people to make sure that such never repeats itself again in subsequent elections?
Let me just, first of all, correct wrong impression of some people who have been blindfolded that Lagos is a no man's land. How can you see somebody, a place that you have been for years is a no man's land? If Lagos is a no man's land, there's no way we will have Oba of Lagos. If Lagos is a no man's land, there's no way we can have a Backram of Badagry. If Lagos is a no man's land, there's no way we can have a 𝗙𝗴𝗏 of 𝗂𝗏𝗏. That shows to you that those are the owners. of Lagos. It really shows to you that those people are the real owners of Lagos. So Lagos is being owned by the indigenous people of Lagos State. Iyori, and Co. So those are the people. Whoever that is saying that, they're talking rubbish. That Lagos is a no man's land. Whoever that is saying that is talking rubbish. That's number one. Let me now tell you again that the issue of a last year election, God really shows to us, particularly we progressives, that we always believe that with us, without us, nothing can happen. So God seriously shows us that without us, something can happen. That was what made us to have taken things for granted and actually lost presidential election in Lagos State. Eventually, he won the presidency and became the president of Nigeria, and is now the president. We've been in control for years. He played that they love him. So those of us that are actors, probably something positive can happen. That's number one. Number two, I have told you that power, as I always say, that power does not serve a la carte. You have to work for it. That is why I said that we have gone back to our drawing board and we have researched our plan. We have tightened up our bets tenaciously to ensure that we don't take things for granted. Election is about people. Election is about stakeholders. Election is about consultation. Election is democracy. Election is what we have to take seriously and work for it. Something of that nature will never happen again in Lagos. Thank you.
Okay, and the last but not the least, let me address you the way your fans and your supporters call you. They call you JJ. And obviously, actually, absolutely, that are listening to you right now on the show. I mean, you've been out of politics. I don't know if this is the longest you've been since you started active politics. That's from 2019 and now. What is the next line of action for you? You said you're over 60. Are you retired? Yeah. Some of them say, when I'm done as the president, I will retire.
No. The president has never said that he's going to retire. He said that he wants to go and rest. That was Buhari said. He said after this one, he wants to go to Daura and rest. That does not mean that people have not been consulting him. So he has value. People love him. People are still consulting up to tomorrow. That's one thing. So politicians don't retire. So they can only leave state for other people to come on board. I left the state of contesting for an election to give other younger ones to come on board. So that we land Lagos State. We have given him enough and have paid them back and have not done what I should have done much more. That way. I know if I have any other opportunity, I will still do more. That is just it. I have not retired. I've only left the state for other people to come on board and contest any elected position, so that I'll be the backbone and be supporting them. With God Almighty, that is my own concern, and that is my thought. So I have not retired.
Okay.
I've only left the state. 89 now. He has not retired. He's still giving us an advice. We still go back to him. He's the chairman of GAC in Lagos State, Governors Advisory Council. So if Abolisi has not retired from active politics,
who is JJ to retire?
You can't expect Abolisi to come and contest for an election. So that is just it. That's a very good example I'm giving to you now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. In case you're just tuning in, I've been speaking with a member, represented Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency in the Green Chamber in Abuja. Once again, I mean, Yaba people loves you.
Not only Yaba, Lagos Mainland and Lagos State.
I mean, maybe if you are not even contesting, as you said, perhaps there could be a bigger responsibility coming through anytime soon.
I have a bigger responsibility already. I'm for all of every single person.
You are for everybody.
If you invite me to anywhere, I will always go there to assist them.
Thank you.
But the last time the local government invited me for the palliative, I was there and I did my bit there. No problem. I'm available.
Thank you so
I'm not
much.
tired.
Okay, of course. I'm even surprised when you said you're over 60 because your most recent picture looks like you and I are age mates.
That's anyway. You can also come on board and be over 60.
Thank you so much.
I pray for you to
In conversation with Honorable Abdulrahim Olajide Jimoh, former member House of Representative, Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency. He was Facebook is talking to us, and he says the unconfirmed 17 nominees by the Lagos State House of Assembly could be of political or religious reasons. And if this is the case, and if this is allowed to be the deciding factor, where people have served and brought their experience to bear might be reconsidered. Thank you. Thank you to 𝐿𝐴. And let me talk to one or two persons before we call it a day on the show. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
I'm with you.
Thank you, sir. I'm calling from
Yes, you're welcome, Mr. Taufik.
Thank you, sir. You see, I really appreciate the honorable. God bless him. But all what I see, the small thing we might be enjoying.